Spider-Man Far From Home is way better than Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2. I said it. With a brand new day coming out in just 2 or so weeks, I took it upon myself to watch all of the other Spider-Man movies, and I've got to tell you, Far From Home is the best movie in this Tom Holland era ever, until Brand New Day drops. Everyone talks about Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2 like it's the best movie ever, and it might be, but let's be honest, Far From Home is basically the modern version of that. One of my favorite things about both movies is that Peter doesn't start off liking being Spider-Man. His life is essentially falling apart. He's failing classes, losing jobs, missing important moments with MJ. His friendships are falling apart. Spider-Man is literally costing him everything. And he finally reaches his breaking point where he literally quits being Spider-Man. And he finally gets to live a normal life. Now look at Far From Home. Peter just watched Tony Stark die. He's grieving, he's exhausted, and instead of thinking about saving the world, all he wants to do is go on a school trip, tell MJ how he feels, and just be a normal teenager for once. That's not selfish. That's actually one of the most realistic parts of the movie. Because remember, Peter's only 16 at the time. He's still worrying about dances and awkward conversations, while the entire world expects him to be the next Iron Man, which is crazy, by the way. This is where I think Far From Home gets misunderstood. A lot of people criticize Peter for giving Edith away, and yes, it was a terrible decision, but look at it from his perspective. Every adult around him keeps asking him the same question: are you going to replace Tony Stark? Nick Fury, Happy Hogan, the media, even random people he doesn't know. Nobody asks Peter what he wants. They only ask what Tony would have wanted. Imagine being 16 years old and constantly hearing you're supposed to be one of the greatest heroes in history. That's not inspiration, that's pressure. In Spider-Man 2, Peter feels trapped because everyone needs Spider-Man. In Far From Home, Peter feels trapped because everyone wants another Iron Man. Different circumstances, same emotional problem. One thing Sam Raimi understood perfectly is that Peter Parker isn't just Spider-Man, he's also a person. He wants love, friends, family, a future, and the MCU continues that idea. Peter spends almost the entire movie trying to have one normal vacation. He's planning how to tell MJ he likes her. He's hanging out with Ned, doing all the awkward teenager stuff, and every single time Spider-Man gets in the way. Every time he thinks he's free, something happens. Hydro Man, Nick Fury, Mysterio, the Elementals. Peter never actually gets the vacation he wanted. Just like in Spider-Man 2, every time Peter tries to prioritize himself, the responsibility comes calling again. This is where both movies really connect. Eventually, Peter realizes something. He doesn't become Spider-Man because it's easy. He became Spider-Man because people need him. In Spider-Man 2, seeing innocent people in danger reminds him why he became Spider-Man in the first place. He realizes he can't ignore responsibility forever. And in Far From Home, Peter finally accepts that he doesn't have to become Iron Man. He just needs to be Spider-Man. It's such an important distinction. Tony Stark wasn't asking Peter to become another Tony Stark. He chose Peter because Peter was already a hero. The moment Happy tells Peter, "You're not Iron Man. You're never going to be Iron Man," you can almost see the weight lifted off of his shoulders. For the first time in the movie, he's finally allowed to be himself. Something else both movies have in common is that the villains aren't really the biggest obstacle. Doc Ock is dangerous, Mysterio is dangerous, but the real conflict is happening inside Peter. Pause. Pause. My bad. His biggest enemy is self-doubt, his exhaustion, his guilt, his fear that he'll never have a normal life. That's why these movies work so well. The action is cool, the visuals are great, but the emotional conflict is what makes people remember them. When people compare Spider-Man movies, they usually focus on the suits, the villains, or what Spider-Man they like the most. But I think the best Spider-Man stories all understand one thing. Peter is at his most interesting when he's struggling to balance two impossible lives. That's exactly why Spider-Man 2 is so great, and exactly why I think Far From Home deserves way more credit than it gets. It's not a full copy of Raimi's story, but a modern version of the same emotional arcs. Peter's balancing social media, global expectations, legacy, and maybe that's why every time I rewatch Far From Home, I can't help but think this is the closest the MCU has ever come to capturing what made Spider-Man 2 so special. And that's why I think Far From Home is definitely on par with Spider-Man 2 and is by far the best movie we have in this Tom Holland era. waiting on Brand New Day, because that might be the US. That actually, it's going to be the best movie in the Tom Holland era, but Far From Home's a close second.